Hello and welcome back. You're watching Tales of Gear. I'm Tom. For all you new subscribers, thank you all for your comments, for your support, and I'm really sorry I'm not bringing out more videos lately. I'm just very busy and just don't have the time for it. But here I am making a follow-up video on this Para Bellum made P226 airsoft. It is the aluminum version, not the steel version. And if you have watched my previous videos about it, you will know that I have already done some modifications to it. If you haven't watched those videos, you can find the links in the description below. Honestly, after doing those modifications, I was like, okay, that looks really nice. The grips are also nice. I've even mentioned there is no need to replace them, and I thought, okay, I will just enjoy it, but you know me, I can't leave it like that, so I've started researching it, and the more I've researched, the more things I've found that aren't that clone correct to the early version as they can be and should be. So the idea was born to try to replace as much parts with real early P226 parts as possible. I got lucky and managed to get a bunch of real steel parts for trying it out. I just had to try it out. I needed to know if it can be done, and if it can be done, what needed to be done to make it work. And I will show you now what I've been trying out, what actually worked, and where I miserably failed. And yeah, okay, let's start off with the takedown lever. I wanted to know if it's a drop-in fit, so I've bought this original one, and you can see it is installed. And the reason is I wanna add a laser products that's early Surefire flashlight to it, and in order to install it I need the original takedown lever that it comes with, because it has this like a nipple sticking out, which helps to mount the light to the actual gun. Since I don't wanna mess around with the original lever, because these are pretty rare, the idea was to modify this airsoft version. But I thought, okay, if I modify it and it turns out I can't use the real one on the gun, I'm ending up with a problem. When I take off the light, I will end up with a lever that has this nipple, or at best, when I remove it, I will have a hole inside. That wouldn't look good. So I got the real one, and I've started looking how to modify it. It had some things that needed to be done, and let me show you now what was done. As you can see, it's perfect, and here you go. First off, we have this cutout, as you can see here in the middle. That needed to be done, and then on top of it, let me show you, when we turn it like that, here is also this little cutout, if you can see, in the middle. Those are the two things I had to replicate the best I could on this real one to make it work. It took me let's say 30 minutes, and a little bit of patience with the Dremel and a grinding bit to do so, and it works. I'm very happy with it, how it turned out. It is fully functional, and I'm now ready to modify this one to be used with the flashlight. So this is it about the takedown lever. Now that I have the slide off, we can go to the next piece here. At one point when I took off the slide, I've noticed that this block here was loose. It was kind of wobbly. So I thought, okay, this screw here needs to be a little bit screwed in and tightened. As I was doing so, that originally there was a Phillips head, and that didn't work out quite good because well, it's not a steel screw, and it stripped quite easily. I was kind of annoyed by that, so I took it out, found this Allen hex screw, and installed that instead, and it's rock solid now. I didn't even use any glue for it, and I'm like 200 rounds through it, and the block is just as it should be, so just perfect. So that is that. This screw was replaced, and while I have this frame here as it is, funny thing, like I think it's almost 2 months ago, I've got a question on my video in the comments if I had any issues with the trigger spring, and I said no issues at all, because at that time I really didn't have. There's a subscriber said, well, I have a Mark 25 and my trigger spring snapped. I said, well, I'm almost 300 rounds through it, and I have no issues with that. Well, a week or two later, I was just messing around with the gun, doing some dry firing, and bam, the trigger spring snapped. Oh well, so I took it apart, and I saw that this leg snapped. And I was like, okay, even if I find replacements like this one here, it will take a couple of weeks till it arrives, and yeah, I can't use the gun till it arrives. Then I had the idea, why wouldn't I try to use the broken spring and simply modify it somehow to make it work, just as a placeholder till I get the replacement. And then I noticed there are 3 coils, and the leg is on the 3rd coil. So the idea was, since it snapped here, is to unwind it counterclockwise and to create a new leg. Actually, it will have a coil less, but I will get the length needed to recreate this shape. So after like 30 minutes of work on it, I simply used 2 pliers, holding 2 coils with one and unwinding the other with the other pliers, and I was doing it slowly so that the spring doesn't break again. I wasn't heating it up or anything, just as it is, and it worked. I've managed to unwind it. I've managed to get the shape as close as possible, and look at that, here it is. It's still inside. I was thinking to install the replacement to show you the one that I've modified, but then again I wanted to show you how it works, and it really does. And I'm like 150 rounds through it with this modified spring, and it works perfectly. Let me show you. Absolutely no difference. It is a little bit lighter, I won't lie, but not too much. And it works perfectly. So if this ever happens to you, simply try to unwind one full circle to get the length to recreate the other leg, and you should be able to use the gun till you get the replacement. So this is just an idea. I'm not saying it will work every time. It worked for me. Maybe when you unwind it, it will break. I don't know. It worked for me on this one. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Well, if it breaks, I've stocked up on springs. I have 4 total. that should be enough for a while, I guess. And shout out to Action Airsoft. They have them in stock, and go check them out if you need these springs. So that's that for the hammer and hammer spring. Next up, let's talk grips. So this here are the Para Bellum grips, and as I've said before, these are amazing. And when I got the originals, these are here, I was amazed. You can actually take one panel and mix it with the other panel, and they will fit. It will fit on the gun, no gaps, anything. The only difference is the length of this checkered part. Para Bellum one is a little bit longer than the original, as you can see here. Okay, I will blend in a picture as well. So otherwise, well, a little bit difference in the color. This one is deeper black, a little bit glossy, while these are new. These are modern polymer, and they are flat black. So that's that. Next up, enough with the frame. Let's get the... Oh, okay. Just one more thing about the frame. As I've said, I've got a bunch of original 80s P226 parts, and one of them is the magazine catch. It is almost identical to this one that is inside. There are some differences in the other parts that go inside of it, and I was trying to install these, and this is steel. The drill broke when I was attempting to widen the hole, and I dropped this attempt. Also, because it's steel, it scratches up the magazine really good, and I simply didn't like it, and this one works fine, so I didn't bother too much doing it. Even if you try to install that on the steel version, the steel version has the same magazine, so it will scratch them up as well. Really not worth bothering with that, I guess. So let's have some fun with the frame. You may say there's nothing you can do there, but wait, what about this? What do you say about installing the original recoil spring? And let me show you, it works actually. So that's the spring. Here's the rod. You can see it's the stock VFC Para Bellum one, because it's also the hop-up adjusting wheel. And look at that, perfect fit. And it's here it is. Doesn't that look great? When you look like this, it looks totally like the real thing, right? I enjoy the looks of it so much, but unfortunately this is what almost broke my gun. Once I've cut it to length, I've put everything together, put in a magazine, just gas, and fired it up, and it cycled in the way I could fire off multiple shots, but I wasn't sure if the slide goes back enough to grab a BB. So I took out the magazine, put some BBs in, and fired it 2 more times, and catastrophic failure. What happened was the spring was too strong. It pushed out the pin for the barrel lock modification, so that the outer barrel stripped over the hop-up unit along with the slide and everything jammed, just because of the strength of the spring. And I was so afraid that something has broken and that the gun was a write-off. However, I was lucky. Nothing broke. It just stripped over it. It widened a little bit the outer barrel. I've squeezed it back in and replaced the pin and everything, so it works now, but I have not attempted to shoot with it again. So can it be done that it works with a real spring? In theory, yes, but under certain circumstances. Steel CNC hop-up chamber, steel barrel lock pin, steel P226, not the aluminum version, and the magazines are either CO2 mags or modified green mags. Well, the Devil Hunter mode, you know about that. A lot of work, a lot of investment, and but the result might be something really insane regarding the recoil and everything. But there might be another solution as well. Just manufacturers of parts should have an ear for that. Why wouldn't someone simply replicate the spring as it is and offer it as a replacement or upgrade part? Oh, you know, it's a little bit strong, that spring, so here you go. So it is this woven type spring, and I know that VFC actually made such a type of spring for the AK-74s, so why not making a P226 recoil spring of this type, right? Maybe not VFC, maybe someone else. Well, if any of those manufacturers needs help with the project, I'll be willing to cooperate and maybe to make it a project and to finalize it with a product as an upgrade spring for this P226, which of course fits then also on the Mark 25s and all the other modern P226s, P228 I believe as well, and P229 perhaps. So it would be in my opinion, a good business move to make such springs for the P series. More realism, they can be a little bit stronger, so better performance, and yeah, hope someone will have an ear for this idea and go for it. Alright, that's the recoil spring. In short, don't do it, it could break your gun. Almost broke mine. I got lucky, it didn't. Next up, I have the original front and rear sights. These are absolutely identical. Para Bellum VFC made a great job on these, and I was disappointed to find out that I couldn't install these because that rear one has holes for 2 screws, and that's steel, and drilling a 2mm hole, making threads in it, it's just beyond my abilities. I don't have the tools to do so. Same goes for the front side. It is identical, but it is held in place with a 2mm screw, and I just can't drill such little holes and tap them, and even if it's on an angle, that's even harder. So unfortunately I can't use these real sights, but I will keep them in case I find someone who could do the job for me, and maybe after some time in the future I will be able to install these on the slide. For now, I'm keeping the ones I have. That's that. And we're coming now to a very important part of being clone correct. Let me put that back on. Yeah, here you go. Okay, so it is something internal, and I actually wasn't aware of that at the beginning when I got the gun. So all of you familiar with handguns, etc., will know what a strut assembly is. And let me show you. So this is what was inside of this gun. We have this block here, we have the hammer string, and we have this part here that actually engages the hammer and brings it to fall forward. So this type of strut assembly is actually a modern version, and it is not clone correct for this early P226. There is the early version of it, and let me show you. This is the early version, the so-called 4-piece strut assembly, and to my surprise it was used up to 1999. In 1999 SIG switched to a modern version, the second generation, and after some time they switched to the third version that is very close to this one. So in order to have this gun to be really clone correct, even inside, this is what needs to be inside this strut here. So I was totally impressed by that, and I really wanted to install it, and guess what, I've made it work, but it took me a lot of time. This is a new platform to me, so I had to learn how things work in order to know how to modify other things to make them work again. So it took me 2 days, 3 hours a day to modify the original strut and to make it work. The original idea was to use the original spring, which was absolutely too strong. The wire diameter here is 1.4, I believe, and even if I would cut it in half, it would still be too strong. So what I've done, I've ordered springs from AliExpress. These were 30 centimeters long, but I was cutting them to size and testing. One wire diameter is 0.5 millimeters. The other one here is 0.7. 0.7 because the stock one that was in the gun. So it turned out I needed the 0.7, and I cut it to size so it fits, and by the looks it looks identical. Why? Because I've measured out the outer diameter of the complete spring, the inner diameter, so it fits on the strut, and then simply cut it to length and installed it. And I've got the perfect tension and the strength that's needed to for the hammer to engage the knocker and to open up the valve as it should be. And let me demonstrate real quick. So here we have full mag. Works perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Let me show you how that looks inside. Let me grab my trusty Leatherman. This one here is from '93. So let me take off this grip here. That's the easy part. and let me show you what it looks like when it's installed. So every time when I take off these original grips and reveal what's underneath, and I see that original strut installed, which is clone correct, I just love it. This is how it should be, and this is another piece that makes this gun ever so closer to the original one. Yeah, the ones of you who understand the internals of these early SIGs will know that this spring should be different. This is the modern version. It should be like this here, but I've done some research and perhaps this wouldn't work, so I didn't bother with that. I'm keeping this one here as it is, just because the frame is also different than the original early version, and that's more like the Mark 25, and yeah, that's something I can't change, and if I would mess around with that, the gun perhaps wouldn't function properly, so I haven't messed around with that. But the strut has absolutely no ill effect on the hammer or the mechanism inside. It works perfectly. I'm like 200 rounds through it already, and it's amazing. I just love it. I just love it. And yeah, that's one of the bigger modifications internally I've done to it, besides the decocker mode. And well, yeah, I'm pretty proud, and I really hope that Para Bellum may come out with a improved version of the P226 and will incorporate this type of strut and the type of recoil spring as well, or at least that someone will make these parts as upgrade parts for this pistol. Anyways, there is one more thing I was doing, and I failed miserably. Let me show you. So when I insert the magazine, you see the gap here? If you compare it with pictures of the real one, you will see that this magazine is coming out too much. Exactly 2.08 millimeters sticking out too much. And once I took a look how to fix that, turns out I could keep the upper part of the magazine as it is, and I could modify the bottom part, because this part is what's coming out. I could simply shorten it all the way around 2.08 millimeters, and that would bring it up higher and make it at the end flush with the bottom here. However, in order to do so, you will need some very precise machining and machines, which I don't have. So converting my press drill into a mill didn't work out too well. This is the magazine I have ruined. You can tell right away. It's not bad, but this was fixed a little bit with the hand file, but you can still see that on some parts I've taken too much off, like here. Well, it's just not made precise enough, and the end result, of course, I took too much off and the magazine doesn't catch. I can't fix it. You can see it is a little bit more flush. So don't try this. Although I have put it together, it leaks. I can't fix the leak. It is unusable. The upper part is fine, so if I ever find the bottom part, I might fix the magazine as well and have more mags, but for now I'm keeping it as a donor for parts, and as a reminder not to attempt such things. Since I was a little bit disappointed with the outcome, and I've ended up only having one mag. Well, I've ordered 2 more, and I did, however, make one small modification to it, and this is replacing this screw here. This, you know, the long screw that holds everything together. It has a Phillips head originally. It's not steel, and therefore it strips easily. So I replaced it with a hex screw, and it's steel. It's actually black oxide steel. And let me show you real quick. So I've ordered a bunch from AliExpress, and here you can tell the difference. So this is what these look like, and I've replaced, of course, all 3. I have some spares left, but I guess I won't need those. Anyways, this was a quick replacement job. You can torque them in better than with the Phillips head. So most likely there won't be any leaks with these magazines. There haven't been any so far, and yeah, I'm keeping those as they are, and this one will be a donor, or maybe I can fix it if I find this bottom part. And with that, we're coming to the end of this video. I think I've sourced out all the possibilities that are doable on this gun, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna enjoy it. The Surefire Lite should arrive soon, so I may make a follow-up video just to show you what it looks like. And yeah, I will report back if the modified spring trigger spring breaks or not, and I will do some shooting. It is a very, very fun gun to shoot. Did that earlier today. I put through like 9 magazines through it, and I shot with 0.3 gram BBs, and I think it can take much heavier BBs, but they will be slow flying. So 0.3 is kind of best for it. Speed and accuracy. Hop up is great, easy to adjust on the front, so very cool. And yeah, if you have any questions about the modifications on anything, just drop the question in the comments below. Thank you for sticking around till the end, and yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your support, and wish you all a great day. Thank you. Bye.